Does what you do make you authentically happy? Actually sit with this question. Does what you're doing right now, the activities that you are participating in right now, whether that be the relationships that you choose to engage in, your career, the things that you choose to do in your free time, do these things or are these things really filling you up with joy? Or are you simply just going throughout the motions, doing things that you're familiar with, doing things that you've always done because that's just the way that it's always been? If you listen to my content, if you've watched my videos before, or you listen to the podcast, or you watch my short form videos on TikTok, you'll know that I talk about taking inventory a lot of the time and actually looking inward and reflecting upon the things that you've been doing. How can one incorporate more presence into their daily life? How can you start to take more accountability for the things that you're doing and the direction that you're heading in? Are you really doing things that are in alignment with what the dream, most ideal version of you is doing? Asking yourself the important questions is something that I talk about because it's so pivotal and key for one's personal growth and self-development. So are the things that you are doing consistently filling you up with joy? Ask yourself this important question. The happiness that ultimately really matters, the happiness that comes from within, the fulfillment that comes from within doesn't randomly appear when you hit the right milestone or when you accumulate or achieve something externally. You may feel happiness and fulfillment when you finally get the things that you want, of course, but will it provide you with ultimate happiness or ultimate fulfillment? No, of course not. Real lasting happiness and fulfillment happens when you're in alignment with who it is you know you should be within. You're doing things that feel in alignment with you at your core. You're staying true to yourself. You are yourself. It's about giving more openly to other people without expecting anything in return. It's about making a positive impact on other people's lives and doing it in a genuine way. True happiness is a state of being internally, something that is experienced within. It's not out there. It's not sustainable out there. It's not long-term out there. You may get glimpses of it out there, but it's not long-term. It's a feeling of alignment internally with yourself, where your words, your actions, your choices are in harmony with your values, your standards, your principles. True happiness, true joy happens when you're at peace with who it is you are at your core. When you're living presently and you feel fulfilled in the present moment. So many people are trapped in this pursuit of happiness that doesn't really feel real, that doesn't make us feel alive. Whether it's societal approval, so many people chase societal approval, seeking validation from things or people externally, success externally, thinking that that is what is ultimately going to bring us lasting joy. These things often make people empty. They make people feel empty because it doesn't align with our true essence. Stop chasing things externally, thinking that that is what's going to provide you with ultimate happiness. When you're more immersed in the present moment and you are acting and speaking in ways that are in alignment with who it is you truly want to be, you're operating from this whole and complete state of being, knowing that your happiness and fulfillment is not dependent upon anything happening externally or you achieving something externally. Now, that doesn't mean that every single moment will be easy or that you should skip doing difficult things or hard things or things that you don't want to do. Of course, we all sometimes have to do things that we don't want to do or difficult things. We all have obligations. We all have responsibilities. In fact, the difficult things, the things that we don't really want to do, those things, the ones that ultimately challenge us, the things that make us uncomfortable, those things are vital for our growth. Those are the ones that actually shape us and mold us and make us stronger. Those are the ones that teach us the importance about resilience and the importance of discipline. It teaches us discipline. And what's so important to address, I think, and talk about, and the key thing here that I want to mention is that even those moments, those hard things, those challenging things that we do, the things that require us to step outside of our comfort zone, they serve our higher purpose. If they help us get closer to who it is we ultimately want to become or the person we see ourselves being, they're worth doing. If you're doing difficult things, but you know it's ultimately going to help you grow into the person that you want to become, it's worth it, of course. You're doing something with a greater purpose in mind. But so many people aren't. So many people are living their life just to please other people, to appease other people, whether that be your family, your friends, society. You do things just for other people, and you're not living authentically. You're not following what it is you should be following. You're not doing the things that you know deep down you probably should be doing. You're following a path that isn't yours. You're doing things just to fit in. And for a lot of people, they think that that's how they find happiness. That's how they live happy lives. It's by fitting in. It's by just following the crowd and doing what everyone else is doing. And it's no wonder why a lot of people feel disconnected. It's no wonder why a lot of people feel like they aren't living their full potential or living up to their full potential. You're living according to someone else's expectations, and you lose yourself in that process. You feel disconnected, you feel drained, you feel unfulfilled. It's because you're not following your internal compass. You're not doing things that you know you should be doing. When you follow your heart and you live authentically, good things will happen. You create a space not only for your own happiness, but for others as well. People think that listening to yourself and following what it is you feel like you should be doing is selfish. People think that self-care, self-improvement, personal growth, people think that engaging in these things is selfish, but it's the complete opposite. When you give from this place of authenticity, it's pure, there's no strings attached. You want to give out of this place of love, out of this place of just appreciation. You give without the need for anything in return. It's crazy that people think that living authentically and choosing your own happiness and doing things that make you authentically happy is somehow self-centered or selfish. It's just crazy to me. You bring more to the table for you and for others when you focus on doing things that make you authentically happy, when you focus on your own self-care and your own self-development. You're able to give from this place of love, from this place of abundance, not from this place of obligation. And the things that you give, the value that you provide other people when you're coming from this place is genuine, it's real, and it's way more sustainable. Happiness doesn't come when everything's lined up perfectly the way that you intend it to be, or once you've arrived somewhere or achieved something. It comes when you stop waiting for the perfect moment and you actually start living in the present moment and doing things that are in alignment with who it is you want to be and how you want to carry yourself. I understand that we all have to do things that we don't want to do. We all have to engage in activities that we don't want to engage in. But number one, realize that by doing difficult things, it's going to aid in your growth. And number two, if you're doing things that are ultimately for this higher vision or higher purpose, knowing that it's going to lead you towards being somewhere or doing something that does feel in alignment with you, it's worth it. Just know who it is you want to become and where it is you want to go. Stop living on autopilot. Stop living to please other people. Ask yourself if the things that you're doing right now bring you true joy. Are the things that you're doing fill you up with joy? Are the things that you're doing make you authentically happy? If not, what can you change? What small step can you take toward living in a way that is in alignment with your true self? Because when you start to live more authentically, when you start to really show up for yourself, you're going to impact the people around you in a more positive way. You're going to feel more on purpose, and you're going to live more fulfilled. You're going to be more happy. Life isn't about just existing. Happiness, fulfillment isn't something that you have to wait for. It's not something out there. It's something that you create internally with the choices that you make and with the way that you show up in the world. So are you doing things that make you authentically happy? This isn't selfish. In fact, it is the complete opposite. The more authentically you live, the more you focus on your own self-development, the more authentically you're going to be able to give to other people, and it's going to come from a place of genuine love, not because you feel like you have to give. This is your life. You're the one that gets to decide who it is you want to be and how you want to live. Make yourself a priority. Sometimes you have to put yourself first. And I promise you that if you put yourself first, you're going to be able to impact others more positively. Take inventory. Look at your relationships. Look at the things that you do on a consistent basis. Are you doing things just to please other people? Are you doing things just because it's the way it's always been and you're afraid to change? Because you're going to have that gut feeling internally to change something in a year from now, just like you do right now if you don't take action. Does what you are doing make you authentically happy? If the answer is yes, that's great. You know you're living true to you, you're living authentically, and you're probably doing things that you should be doing. But if the answer is no, what steps can you take today to start doing things that make you authentically happy, that bring more joy into your life. You can find joy in the most simple and small things, whether that's making your morning cup of coffee, going for a walk in nature, laughing with a loved one. It doesn't need to be complicated. This is your life. If you are doing things right now that don't make you feel authentically happy and that don't bring you joy, but you feel like you're stuck in that circumstance, number one, ask yourself, how can I start bringing more authentic joy into my life in any capacity? That will change your perspective, hopefully. If everything you do is for other people and everything you do doesn't bring you joy at all and you feel stuck in your circumstance, how can you start implementing one thing or two things into your day-to-day life that is for you, that does bring you authentic joy? Whether that's looking at what it is you're doing on a day-to-day basis and incorporating one thing, a walk by yourself, spending more time reading something that brings you joy, reading a book that brings you joy, spending more time in an environment that brings you joy, maybe doing things that you don't normally do that you know is going to benefit you. It doesn't really matter. If you feel like you're stuck, if you feel like you're doing things constantly for other people and you're doing things that make you feel disconnected, how can you incorporate one or two things a day that are for you, that do align with your authenticity, that do bring you true joy? Feeling stuck doesn't mean you have to change everything overnight. Start small. Start by taking inventory. Start by actually acknowledging, without judging yourself, that maybe you can shift something, you can make a change. Incorporating teeny things, small things into your life that do bring you joy to kind of get you out of this pattern of unhappiness, I think can help. Start small. So many times we don't take action because we feel like we need to wait for the perfect moment or for the conditions to be perfect or for the perfect path to appear before we act. Don't think that way. There is no perfect path. There's no perfect time. That keeps us stuck in not acting, in inaction. Allow yourself to take imperfect steps just to get the ball rolling so you can start implementing more true joy into your life and feeling like you're living more authentically. Even if it's messy or you're uncertain, every action that you take, every step that you take that you know is ultimately more in alignment with who it is you want to be, or you're taking steps that you know are going to bring you more authentic happiness, that's a win. That's a true win. You don't need to have everything figured out. Shifting from going from a place of not doing things that bring you joy and not living authentically true to you to living in a place of alignment and authenticity takes time. It's a process, just like anything else. The fact that you're already asking yourself this question it means that you're on the right path. Every step that you take towards being more in alignment and doing things that bring you authentic happiness, that's a victory. Give yourself time and patience to do things at your own pace, knowing that with each step you take towards moving in this right direction is a victory and something that you should ultimately be proud of. Thank you for listening. I hope you got some value from listening to this. Thank you for being part of Presence of Being and everything that we're building here at Presence of Being, and I will see you in the next recording very soon.